Alrighty, people. Thursday night football, Broncos, Saints. An absolute perler on Thursday night. No Derek Carr, no Chris Olave. Rashid Shaheed just went on season-ending IR with the blown meniscus or whatever it is. On the opposite side, we've got Bo Nix. That's actually pretty exciting. We'll see a little bit more of Audric Estime from what I hear. If you haven't stashed Audric Estime, I would suggest to go do so in your leagues. This is a great Thursday night to not play people probably, but to stash names, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. I just picked up freaking Devon Vele.
Yes, Devon Vele is a great stash. Troy Franklin's a great stash. Kendre Miller's a great stash. Audric Estime is a great stash. You know, just players that you can instantly drop if they don't perform well tonight. So you're not tied to them to the rest of the weekend. You can try a different name. But yeah, again, those names have got to be stashed. We'll talk about that again soon, I'm sure. But yeah, look, I mean, not the most exciting Thursday night. We'll watch it. We'll watch the game. Do you have anyone playing in this game in any of your home leagues?
No, I just signed out of YouTube like an idiot. No.
No, I was gonna say across all my home leagues, I don't think I have anyone playing in this game. But
no, I don't have anyone. I didn't draft any. I didn't draft any Saints or
you know what?
Broncos. The only one I do have is probably Alvin Kamara somewhere, which I actually need to set my lineups if I do have Alvin Kamara. I haven't really gone through my lineups as of yet, but yes,
I was about to say I think I might have to start Spencer Rattler in our Superflex league because of the Justin Fields news.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, appreciate y'all for being here with us. And we're gonna have a great night. Glad you're here. All right, we'll be answering questions all the way up until kickoff. Bub Memes as well as a name that should be rostered. He was on the stash video this week. He's a great stash, especially with no Rashid Shaheed moving forward and the chemistry with Spencer Rattler. If you haven't filled out a question via our website yet, definitely check it out. It's the pinned comment in the chat. I'll put it in there again. Every time we stream, if there are questions on the site, those will be the first questions that we go to. Then we'll come back to YouTube for any super chats or regular questions that we have time for, obviously. But we appreciate y'all for being here with us. Go ahead and be a friend and smash that like button to show some love. Easy way for you to help this channel grow by hitting that like button, subscribing. You can see, actually, we finally updated the graphic, and we are on the road to 40K. So we are just over 3,000 subs away from 40K. Would love to hit that number before the season ends. I think we were going to be happy with like 25 or 30. So this is an incredible feat.
Yeah, that was kind of the goal coming in, to be honest with you. Like 25 was like, you know, if we hit 25, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
so you guys absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. So huge love.
Again, do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. Subscribe if you like the content. Last thing I'll say here before we start answering some questions. If you haven't tried...
Miller active for Thursday.
That's right, baby. Don't sleep on my boy Kendre. If you haven't asked a question through the website, you can go ahead and do so. I'll paste a link in the chat there for you guys. If you do plan on donating, the website is better for you. It's better for us. YouTube takes 30% of your donation. Obviously, that's not the case on the website. And by the way, if you don't have an account over there for free, I'm going to send a link right now in the chat where you can get a free account by using the promo code LAND at sign up. You'll get access to the team analyzer. As long as you play in a Sleeper, ESPN, or Yahoo league, you can link your league and see where you rank amongst expert consensus rankings. We have the trade calculator, the expert consensus rankings. It's an incredible website, even if you're just on a free account. Obviously, there are more features if you are a member, but we appreciate y'all for being here with us. This is the link where it's pinned in the comment. A start, sit, trade question, super message, team review. It's all available to you. Let's start with D Law, the first start, sit, trade question of the day on the website. Says, not able to start two quarterbacks with Dak on a bye, so looking to start someone else in the super flex spot. So Dak's on the bye, and we won't have a quarterback there. All right, we're starting Kyler Murray. At running back, we're considering Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, and David Montgomery. I think you have to start David Montgomery. I know the matchup is bad, but he's got to be in every lineup. At wide receiver, they're considering Khalil Shakir, Amari Cooper, Allen Lazard, Tyler Lockett, and Cortland Sutton. That's actually a really tough question, I think, because Lazard isn't viable anymore.
Yeah, Amari Cooper, I mean, I don't think he's going to play according to reports, and even if he was, I don't want to start him.
Yeah, not a good matchup for them.
I feel like your best option here is probably Cortland Sutton tonight, or Shakira, or Tyler Lockett. Those are the three that I'm contemplating between.
I was gonna say Tyler Lockett. I kind of hear you there. I mean, okay, so I'm sure you haven't checked, because I didn't check until this week. Where do you think Tyler Lockett ranks on the season so far as a receiver?
Outside of the top 28. That's what I would say.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, he's a wide receiver 30. That was surprising to me. I thought he'd be more in like the 40s and the 50s. But he's not. He's not dying. He's still around. He's hanging in there. You can see
he had a couple good games.
Week 4, 5, and 6, every single game over 11 PPR points. He's getting consistently targeted. It's a exciting game versus Atlanta. You can play Cortland Sutton, but I am just worried about Lattimore. I believe Lattimore will be on Sutton. So this might be a Vele game, or might be funneling through the running backs. I'm gonna personally prefer Lockett here, but it's super close.
Yeah, I will go Cortland Sutton, but I agree. Like, at the same time, you kind of want somebody in that matchup as well, that Falcons Seahawks game. So I wouldn't be upset if you do go Tyler Lockett. Just feel like Cortland Sutton. Let's see what Cortland Sutton has done so far in the season. He's definitely should be higher than him, maybe than Tyler Lockett, or no? He's wide receiver 37. Okay, so
I know, right?
My goodness,
yeah,
this is crazy. Okay, I'll go Tyler Lockett with you then. We'll just go with the higher upside.
I just don't like the matchup for Sutton. At flex, we are choosing between, we got Cooper Kupp in the lineup, which is great, but at flex we're choosing between Aaron Jones, Shakir, Amari Cooper, Pollard. There's got to be Tony Pollard. Top 10 play at the running back position for me. Here's what I'll say. If you need one more play because Cooper Kupp is out, then the next name for me would be Aaron Jones if he plays.
Well, he might not even play.
Yeah, and if Aaron Jones is out, I think you kind of have to put Shakir or Lazard in there.
He has Kyle Pitts right now, so I would play.
I'd play Pitts.
I would play Kyle Pitts over Shakir right now.
I was more referring to like an additional flex, removing Kyle Pitts from the situation.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Aaron Jones if he plays, otherwise Shakir.
Sure, let's do that.
Tough call, man. Tough call. Appreciate you, D-Law. All right, we've got a start-sit question here from Crush5. Appreciate you, man.
Crush5.
Jaden Daniels at quarterback 2. He can choose between Bo Nix, Russell Wilson, and Justin Fields. I'm probably playing Bo Nix. It's not like the matchup for the Steelers is great. They're playing the Jets. That's a tough defense. I just don't know if they're going to put Justin Fields in there in the red zone on the goal line. They've talked about that. Remember what they did with Trey Lance in San Francisco. Bo Nix has actually been pretty damn good. I mean, honestly, if you need a quarterback in a one quarterback format, don't sleep on Bo Nix now. I mean, the quarterback 13 on the year, and he's had a better season than Patrick Mahomes. In the past 3 weeks, he's had a touchdown in every single game. He's averaging 2 touchdowns per game in the past 3 weeks. He's rushing the ball. Don't sleep on Bo Nix now. Badaki and I loved him coming out of the draft, so I think it would be Bo for me over those Steeler quarterbacks.
Yeah, I would agree. Give me Bro Nix. Just don't want to start Russell Wilson against the Jets defense here. So
yeah,
I agree with you there. At the running back position, considering Devin Singletary, Javonte Williams, Rico Dowdle here.
Rico Dowdle's on bye. So this actually has to be Javonte.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. You have Saquon, Jamar Chase.
Sorry, I just don't think we have an update on Devin Singletary, do we? Limited practice?
No, he's limited at practice so far, so we don't really know if he is going to play, but I think Javonte might be the better option. I mean, both those guys are going to be sharing the backfield regardless. So
yeah. So
that's where
at tight end though, I really think you need to find someone on the waiver wire unless it's a dynasty league. I think it could be a dynasty league because you got guys rostered like AJ Barner and Foster Moreau. So if these are all your truly like your best options, it's either Greg Dulcich or Noah Gray because Cole Kmet's on bye. And I guess you just throw Noah Gray in there on it. Like I don't really know what you do here. Greg Dulcich is just not as involved as you'd want him to be.
No, not at all. Maybe if this is not a dynasty league, maybe Hunter Henry's out there. Man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Kobe Parkinson could potentially be out there in the tight end position. Noah Fant is out there. Cade Alton potentially. I would be starting any of those guys over what you have so far. But if it is dynasty, obviously these guys aren't rostered.
Yeah,
or already rostered.
Probably your best option if that's the case. And at flex, I don't think you need to change anything. You lost Shaheed. That's really unfortunate. I bet this is a dynasty league. So good luck, man. So you're gonna have to play a couple Broncos tonight. I'm sorry. Best of luck to you, really.
Yeah, that's the worst.
We've got another actually start sit question from Crush here. Redraft 2 quarterback 12 team start 10. He's starting Lamar Jackson at quarterback 1. At quarterback 2, he's got Daniel Jones and Trevor as options. Do you have a strong opinion either way here? Obviously, Trevor plays the Patriots this week, and Daniel Jones faces the Eagles.
Yeah, man, this is definitely a tough one. I think Daniel Jones has technically the higher upside. He has the rushing ability. He gets Malik Neighbors back. He's facing the Eagles, who's technically that secondary should be for him, exactly able for him to throw. So I would just go Daniel Jones there personally.
Yeah, that is a tough call, but I think I agree with you with him getting Malik Neighbors back. Tony Pollard, Alvin Kamara at running back. At wide receiver, he's considering Brian Thomas, Dobbs, Higgins, McLeod, Ayuk, Sutton. So to me, you got to start T. Higgins, right?
Yep,
he's got to be in there. You got to start Brian Thomas.
Yep, I'm there with you.
You've got to start. I know it's not been good, but I still think Ayuk is his best option. And you won't like the video I'm releasing tomorrow, but I still think Ayuk is the best option here.
I'm there with you right there. Okay.
And then at flex, Mark Andrews is technically an option. I feel like Romeo Doubs should be the play.
Yeah, I think I like Romeo Doubs. And personally, I would go Mark Andrews over the Cortland Suttons, over, well, obviously Chris Olave is not playing. There's so many names here. But yes, I would go Mark Andrews.
Okay. Who do the Ravens play again? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
They play the Bucks. They play the Bucks
Yeah.
in Tampa on Sunday night, I'm pretty sure.
Man. That's difficult. That's actually a really tough question. I think I'm probably just throwing Sutton out there.
Okay.
I know I've spoken poorly on him. Now he'll hear both of our opinions there, but the target share has been more reliable for Sutton, so that's just where my head is leaning.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, we got a trade question here from D. Woolley. It's a 2 quarterback 10 team start 8, and this looks like a dynasty one because there's a draft pick involved. So one side gets Keon Coleman, a second Jameson and Caleb Williams. The other side gets Anthony Richardson and Jamar Chase.
Oh my gosh. Well, I wonder where Anthony Richardson is in Dynasty right now, specifically on Keep Trade Cut. Looks like.
Can I tell you the hard part about this?
Sure.
The hard part about this is you and I have no belief in Keon Coleman. We haven't for a long time. And the fact that he hasn't really established himself, he hasn't been reliable, everything that we were concerned about on film coming out of Florida State and Michigan State it's now showing itself again in the NFL. And then they add Amari Cooper. I just don't know, I don't know. I wasn't interested in Keon Coleman before. I'm certainly not interested now. The second round pick, I don't think the 2025 class is stronger than 2024. I like Jameson, but I still think Jamar Chase is the most valuable player in this deal. And I don't like Anthony Richardson, but I think it's a decent buy low. And with his rushing upside, he could have some games where you could sell him if you don't want to build around him long term. So I kind of lean the Jamar Chase side because he's the most sticky name in Dynasty.
I would say the value here is better for Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is worth 3 firsts essentially. the only person that is worth the first in the other side is Caleb Williams. I mean, arguably,
Yeah, and he's worth multiple.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's potentially arguably 2 first, depending on how you feel about his play so far. I would agree. I want Jamar Chase here, but my biggest thing is that I do not want Anthony Richardson. Yes, if you're going to get Jamar Chase, it's just going to be better for you long term to try and sell. But give me Jamar Chase every single day here.
Is there maybe is his team linked?
Yeah, it is. That's what I was looking through. I was trying to.
Is there another name working on Anthony? Would you rather have Justin Herbert?
I'd rather have Justin Herbert. Yeah, I'd rather have. I see this team also has Drake May.
Drake May. That could be awesome.
Yep.
If you can get Drake May and remove A-Rich, that would be an ideal counter.
Yeah, I want Justin Herbert as well. Like, I'd rather have Justin Herbert over Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. I see that kind of as like a direct swap because they're burying our boy right now with that run game. But even if you can add Drake May, here's another option. You add Drake May to this deal, and then you can send some more. So, for example, we can send him... I'm just going to try and find something that really piques my interest here. Like, for example, we'll also send him a Jordan Mason, a Tank Bigsby to get the deal over the line, a Rashid Shaheed. Mm-hmm. One of those names, right? That's where my mind goes.
Okay.
If you can get those deals done. But yeah, man, overall, pretty fair trade for Dynasty, I'd say. Like, you can make a case for both sides. Next question here is from Munch. And by the way, if you guys haven't tried out our website yet, definitely give it a go. There's a pinned comment in the chat where you can ask us a question directly via the site. Munch says, should I make this trade or should I just hold on to the team I have? They are going to send away Cooper Kupp, Kyler Murray, and David Montgomery, and they get back Saquon Barkley. It's a 12-team start 8.
Who are your quarterbacks here? So you have Jaden Daniels. You have Jaden Daniels right now.
No.
Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb.
No, he doesn't.
No?
You're looking at the wrong side.
Am I looking at the wrong side? Okay, sorry. You have Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this deal. I love getting Saquon, but David Montgomery is so reliable right now. And I've said this before, but I still think Cooper Kupp could be, in 3 weeks from now, the wide receiver 1 in people's rankings rest of season. So I really don't like this idea, personally.
I do feel like it's a lot. I do feel like it's a lot, in my opinion.
Right now, you have Walker and Monty that you can rely on as running backs. I'm just not a fan of this, honestly, with you. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, I like the idea of getting the best player, but not when I think Cooper Kupp could be the best wide receiver in a couple weeks for people. So, this is too much for me.
Yeah, I agree. I'll rock with you there.
We're on the same page. I think we have a couple more questions on the site. Let me double check before we go over to YouTube. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we have a couple other questions here. First one's from Talon Davis. Guaranteed replies over here on the site. Go ahead with Talon's here.
Yeah, it's a 1 quarterback. It says 13 teams, starts 7. Interesting. Kyler Murray, Devon, Josh Jacobs. You signed Jamar Chase, and you're considering Juju, Lattimore, Martin Harrison. Well, it looks like Martin Harrison is going to play. Yeah. He's been practicing, and he has that extra day. So I'm going to be starting Martin Harrison here. And at the flex, I'll be going Ladd McConkey. And if Martin Harrison doesn't play by the time, Sunday morning kicks around and he is going to be ruled out, then it's most likely going to be Juju Smith for the both of us there.
How about Chase Brown? Where would Chase Brown rank for you there?
I would still go the wide receivers. Chase Brown, he's playing the Browns. Technically, I mean, they just stopped Saquon this past week. I think this would be potentially more of a high passing game for Joe Burrow. But I can understand maybe wanting to start him.
Yeah. Okay. That's a tough one. I don't know who I would choose between Brown and Juju.
Yeah. I
guess at this moment.
Sorry, I was just gonna say Juju most likely potentially has a high scoring game. Not him specifically, but this matchup that he's gonna be in with, you know, the 49ers and the Chiefs, either is going to be a defensive game or hopefully a high scoring game. So that's kind of where I'm leaning.
Yeah. Yeah, tough call there. I don't know that the last one. I think I might just lean Chase Brown with the way he's being utilized, but hopefully you don't have to make that decision. CDTD submitted a question here. Redraft 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 7 PPR. At quarterback, they're deciding between, Fields won't play, so it's really between May and Geno. And I don't know if you guys watched the video that I just released. My players that are going to go nuclear. And Drake May's on that list for me. I'm going to be playing Drake May in a lot of places this week. I think Geno is probably your safer start. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Geno is probably the safer, more rational play. But broke money don't make none. I'm playing Drake May this week. But it's very close. I like both of those options.
Yeah, look, I'm really happy with whichever one you want to go with Drake May or Geno. Pick your poison. Geno has, if I'm not mistaken, thrown the most attempts. I think also has the most yardage as a passing quarterback right now. It really just depends on what that matchup is looking like for you. If you need a safe floor, I think both these guys can do it. And if you need high upside, I think both these guys can do it. Just really pick your poison. I do technically have Geno higher than Drake May this week, so I would go with Geno. But I wouldn't be upset if you go Jersey Drake.
And I understand both ways. Like I said, Geno's a safer play, but I like to party. Yeah, WG.
He likes to party.
I like to party. All right, Monty, Godwin, Deontay, Laporta, Brian Robinson, and at flex, they haven't decided, but they have options like Ladd McConkey. Brian Thomas has got to be the answer, right?
Yeah, Brian Thomas has to be the answer. And I would say this. It looks like potentially Deontay Johnson dealing with the injury. I'm not sure if you saw that.
I saw that.
If he doesn't play, I think we would both go Ladd McConkey here just to give him that option as well. Let me just triple check.
This would be tank for me if Etienne's out. If Etienne plays, it'd be Ladd.
I'll go there with you. If Etienne plays, I'll go Ladd. If not, I'm happy with tank.
All right, we're on the same page outside of the quarterback spot, but we're not like very far off from each other either. We both understand both point of views. All right, we're going to keep answering some questions on the site. If you want to prioritize your question, guaranteed reply, definitely go check it out. There's a link in the chat. Shout out to Jason P here with the question. He says, traded Evans and Odunze for Tyreek. As far as my depth goes, not sure if you see that or not. Thanks. So we can see your depth if you guys link your teams up, right? So if you guys go and you create a free account, again, sign up with the promo code LAND when creating a free account over on Flock Fantasy. And when you create that free account, you can actually sync your team right here. If you're on Sleeper, ESPN, or Yahoo, you can see like I did here for the Flock League. This is expert consensus rankings, I believe. And you can see your boys up at the top. Badaki's also up at the top. We're doing our best over in the Flock League. And that's how you can sync your teams. And then when you go to these questions, so for example, if I wanted to ask to start sit for the Flock League, it's already got my settings in there. And then all I have to do is say, okay, I know I'm starting Patrick Mahomes, but at running back, I'm considering names like Estime. I'm considering names like Achane and Charbonnet. Can you help me out? And you go through your lineup and fill it up that way. So hopefully that makes sense. But Jason, one side gets Jacobs and Devonta Smith. The other side gets Breece Hall. 1 quarterback, 10 team, start 8.
It feels like 10 team, stop 8. Yeah, I mean,
pretty even, but you're giving up 2 very quality players.
Yeah, I will be keeping the quality players in Josh Jacobs, Devonta Smith as much as I love Breece Hall. It also depends on your depth as well. Like if you're saying that you haven't been starting Devonta Smith in a start 8 and he's just a guy that can fill in for you, sure, I'm okay with getting Breece Hall and up tiering. The real question is, who are your running backs currently?
Well, let's say, just so you know, his roster right now, if he lost these names, would be Jaden Daniels. He'd have Devon Achane. He'd have Breece Hall. He'd have Jahmyr Gibbs. And at wide receiver, he would have Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb. It's pretty stacked already. This is kind of one of those broke money, don't make none type moves.
Honestly, looking at your team, I feel like it's just fair. it's a fair trade.
Yeah.
With all the with the context that was given to us right here, so I'll be okay whether if you hold this or you go out and get Breece Hall with the depth that you have.
Yeah, I think it's fair. And what I would say is, in your league, because it's smaller with 10 team and start 8, I think Breece probably makes sense. I would try and push back slightly and just say like, hey, I'm almost there. Can I give you Lad instead? Can I give you Lad? Can we meet there in the middle? Can I give you Lad and Jonathan Brooks? Right? That would be what I would try first. And if he says no, I think my other route would be, okay, well, I'll give you Josh Jacobs and Devonta Smith. And can you give me Breece Hall and Nick Chubb, for example? You know, just throw Nick Chubb in. We don't know if Chubb's going to be anything. Just throw Wan'Dale Robinson. Just throw Josh Downs in. One of those names. Just throw in TJ. Throw in TJ for me. Throw in Chubb. Throw in Wan'Dale, right? So,
Yeah.
Josh Downs. That would be kind of where I would try and lean the conversation. But, yeah, overall, I think it's a fair deal.
Yeah, completely agree. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think the next we have is Chris. I think is next. You let me know.
Chris, yep.
Okay. Currently 2 and 4, and people in this league value running backs like golds. So you receive Jonathan Taylor and Chris Olave, and you send away Malik Neighbors.
No, I don't like it. I mean, look, I like the idea of getting Jonathan Taylor before he comes back from injury, but I think this could be a multi-week absence for Olave, considering his head injuries. So you won't have him today, but you probably won't have him next week. And I don't know that for sure. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the building. I don't know. I feel like this could be a multi-week absence. And Neighbors, to me, is a must-start every week moving forward. Like, he's a top 5 play every week. So I overall like the idea. And without Shaheed, I think it's interesting. But Olave's not pushing the needle in a trade right now.
No, Olave is not pushing the needle in the trade, and
have to be Adams, and we can remove Olave, and we could send them back. Jeez, what could we send them back?
I would just say like
Garrett, so that's probably not ideal anyway.
I would just say you need a running back. So like you have Derrick Henry currently and Bucky Irving, so like you're struggling right now. So I think getting Jonathan Taylor is ideal, but you need something else. Why am I so confused today? I am looking at the right team. Okay.
I don't see Derrick Henry.
He's on the other team. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, he does.
I was looking at the wrong team again. I don't know why I'm confused today.
That's okay.
So your running backs are technically Ramondre Stevenson and Javonte.
Yeah, his running backs are rough.
So getting Jonathan Taylor is pretty big here.
It is, but it's not worth losing one of the best players in fantasy football.
No, and I definitely agree. But I also agree with you. Like, okay, if it's not Olave, it has to be, like you said, Adams. That's going to move the needle.
Yeah, and then the issue is now you have Adams and Garrett Wilson, but that can just make you more active in the trade market. And you don't even have to do it this week. You can start both of those names this week, but you can give him back, by the way, to try and like make him happy or content. You could throw him a you wouldn't need Javonte. You might need him. You could throw him back a Pop Douglas here, a Braylon Allen. You could throw him back a Jaylen Warren, Javonte. Honestly, if it got the deal done, I'd do it. You know, yeah. So yeah, but I don't think Olave is really. It's just that's not moving the needle for me. I get that you need better players, but you're getting rid of one of the best players in fantasy right now. So,
and I'm not a big Olave guy, so I completely agree. Give me Leak.
All right, so that is, I think, most of the questions through the site. Do we have any left?
I think we have one more. If we refresh PM Chunk. Yeah, okay. He says 6-0 PPR, counter, holds, or accepts. This is 1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 8. Tyreek Hill, Kendre Miller. You know, I'm honestly okay to just hold Chris Godwin and Darnell Mooney here.
Yeah, I agree.
As much as I love Tyreek Hill, Kendre Miller is not somebody you're ever going to start. Now you are 6-0. If you wanna make a move like this and believe in that Tua comes back, sure, but I think it's just been great with Chris Godwin, and Darnell Mooney is a good depth piece right now.
I absolutely love the idea of getting Tyreek Hill on the low. I don't like the idea of sending Chris Godwin away, though, because that's kind of like counterintuitive. Chris Godwin is the type of player you'd want to trade for as a 6-0 team and go all in with. So, yeah, I mean, remove Kendre Miller from the deal, and instead of Darnell Mooney, we don't know you didn't link your team, so we don't know what else you have. But, you know, a name like Tank Dell and Mooney, for example, right? A name like Jameson and Mooney, or Addison and Mooney, right?
Yeah,
it's just,
I'm there with you.
I think right now, I love Tyreek. He'll be my wide receiver when to his back, but I also have to be rational here and say, well, Chris Godwin is literally doing what we want. You know what I mean? Like, it's been 6 weeks now. Godwin doesn't feel like a fluke, and his numbers are there. I mean, career highs in yards per route run and yak per reception. It's okay, PM Chunk. He said he has Debo and Mooney. Would you do Debo and Mooney for Tyreek and Kendre? I think change Kendre to something else. I love Kendre. He's just a stash, though. But if you can change Kendre to something else that's a little more interesting, I'm down.
I would agree. I would do Debo Mooney for Tyreek. You're 6-0. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, Chris Godwin is somebody I would rather be holding.
Yeah.
And Darnell Mooney, I'm happy to hold unless you can get a good pivot as well. So,
yeah.
I think what this guy is maybe trying to do is get value and depth on his team, because he knows that he can't win with Tyreek. Like, hypothetically, this team is 2-4 and he needs to win now. He's just trying to sell Tyreek for that name value.
Yeah, I agree.
But thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
Hopefully that is helpful. I think that is all the questions through the site, so we will transition over to YouTube. Yeah, that's all the questions on the site for now. So, again, guys, if you want to prioritize your question, our website is the best place to do it. There's a link in the pinned comment on the chat for you to submit a question via our site, but I'll put it in the chat again for you there. But let's have a look at some of these super chats. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for donating. Joe is the first one, I think.
Yeah, Joey Castles, appreciate you. He says flex. I'm assuming Jameson Williams, Juju, Moss, or Mason. If he plays. I'm gonna take Moss out of here, and it's between Mason, JMO, and Juju. Man, this is all within the same one. I like the wide receivers this week in JMO and Juju. I do want to be part of that matchup, but not in the run game. I'm gonna go JMO.
Yeah. I'm still of the belief if Mason plays, I'm comfortable playing him. I know it's not a good matchup, but it's just an incredible offense to be a part of. And anytime he has an opportunity to, he'll be on there in the goal line, so sometimes matchups I just throw out, not with expectations, because I would lower my expectations, but just in the sense of, like, for example, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs this week. Technically their matchup is terrible versus the Vikings, but I'm not going to sit them. It's just the offense can carry them. So I'm going to lean Mason if he plays, but Jameson would be my next pick.
Yeah, I would agree. Or JMO for me, and then I don't mind doing Mason if you need to, if you like.
By the way, can Sleeper please, like, how they say games are starting soon, Chris Olave is out. Great. Tell me what league I have Chris Olave in where I'm starting him and he's out. Now I have to go through every single league and figure that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely get you.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm just going to quickly search through my leagues and make sure I'm not starting Chris Olave anywhere. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. MF Caveman, thank you so much. 5-1 PPR, only have 5 RB spots. Got Cook, Mason, Connor, Kenneth Walker, and Bucky. Chubb coming off IR. Who do I drop? Thanks. Cooks, like James Cook or Brandon Cooks. If that's Brandon Cooks, he's off my team. But if that's James Cook, obviously you're keeping him. I'm keeping all these guys on my team here. I would just say if that's Brandon Cooks, that's who I'm dropping.
Does it say Cooks or Cook? Where is it?
It says Cooks. Got
right.
Cooks, Mason, Connor, Kenneth Walker, and Bucky. Chubb coming off IR.
Yeah,
I'm not dropping any of
Brandon
these guys.
Cooks, we'll drop Brandon Cooks. Otherwise,
if it's James Cooks, man, that's. If it's James Cook, I'll be honest with you, I don't want Nick Chubb.
Well, I think
I'm not a big. I'm not.
I think the answer is to try and do a 2-for-1 deal so you can free up some space, upgrade your roster, and not drop anyone ideally.
Yeah, I'm happy with that as well.
Safe and Sound says RB help. Javonte Williams, maybe Najee Harris, Madison, Mixon is RB1. So these three, for me, the answer is if Zamir White doesn't play, I want to play Madison.
Agreed.
Do we know if Zamir is going to play?
He was limited in practice today. I've been monitoring him because I have him in the Flock League. So I think he's most likely going to play. But I will say this: I think I'm going to start Alexander Madison over. I'm assuming that's Javonte Williams. Yes, it is Javonte Williams. Just because I can't start Najee Harris against this Jets defense. And I think Alexander Madison is going to have that high upside, pass catching ability here. And I think, honestly, I think he's beaten Zamir White in this backfield. And that's a big if.
I think so,
but
too.
I think he's going to be the lead back here.
That was my belief as well. Pretty much as soon as Zamir White went down with that injury, I kind of felt like he had already beaten him anyway. So I kind of am on the same page with you. It'd be Madison for me if he starts. Otherwise, it'd be Javonte. But obviously, we don't know that right now. So you're going to have to make a gut call here. If you think Zamir White's going to play, you might have to play Javonte. But I think Madison would be my answer. Tough call.
Yeah. XOXO, appreciate you. He says, who would you flex this week? Full PPR. Bub means Booty, Kamani, Waddle, Algier, or Eckler. I would still rock Austin Eckler here over all these guys in a full PPR league. Another game that they should lead the way with this game, to be completely honest to you, against the Panthers.
Yeah.
But I just feel more comfortable over all these guys. I don't want to start Bub or Booty. I need to see another week with them. Same thing with Kamani, and Waddle is tough to start.
I'm fine to put Bub out there if he's your best option. Like, a lot of people dealing with injuries. I'm sure he'll have a fine floor, but I do think Eckler is the play here this week for sure with that matchup. I'm gonna agree with you.
Lakers Nation. He said, I was offered Devontae Adams for Devontae Smith. My wide receivers are Lamb, London, Brian Thomas, and Smith. Would y'all take it? Adams too risky. I'm torn. PPR 2 flex. Look, I'll be comfortable taking Devontae Adams here as well.
Yeah, I want Adams. Multiple reasons, but I mean, really, the main reason is just I don't think Smith presents an upside that Adams has now. Like, Adams can lead the league in targets rest of the season. It's possible. I'm not saying it will happen, but it's possible. And Devon Smith will never do that while A.J. Brown's in town.
Yeah.
But I'm not a rapper. Call me Dr. Seuss.
Effie, I think that's how you say it. Thank you so much for your first super chat. He says, should I start Jordan Mason if he plays or Jordan Addison? Look, I have Jordan Addison as the start of the week for me. I'm a little bit concerned with Jordan Mason's injury because of his shoulder, and I kind of been saying this all week. Like, if he does lead with his shoulder, he could potentially get re-injured, but he has been practicing in a limited fashion. I'm still going to be going Jordan Mason here, but if you like to party, I would say Jordan Addison.
Yeah, still Jordan Mason for me if he plays, but it is honestly really close. So I can definitely see an argument being made both ways. But yeah, I'm kind of with you there as far as it being Jordan Mason. But genuinely, like, I could see either one of those being the right answers.
Thank you so much for becoming a rookie there, PM Chunk, as well. Now using the website and supporting here on YouTube, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Knight, he said, Bud Mead Wirtz starting over Pickens or Watson.
I would probably start him over Pickens.
100%.
I don't think that's a hot take.
I don't think so either. I think Watson, I want to start because I know Dontavion Wicks is most likely not going to be playing here, but he did practice today.
I was going to say, he's been a limited participant through the week.
So it's going to be interesting to see what that's going to look like. But you're going to have to make a decision here in a couple, maybe the next 30, 40 minutes. I would just still go Christian Watson. This should be a high scoring game. I love the quarterback play. I feel more confident in that play. So I'll go Christian Watson over Bub, but I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, it's a tough call. And I think you can make good rational arguments for multiple players there with that decision. So yeah, I'm gonna go with you there. I'm gonna play Watson over Bub, but it's very close. And if I knew Wicks was playing, I probably would just put Bubs out there, but we don't know that.
Yeah, I understand. Little Bleach, Olave, Leggett for Dell and Addison. I have DK Terry.
I want Dell and Addison there
for Dell and Addison. Wow, you're not. What's going on with Olave? Like, well, why are you saying that? Because
what's the rationale to keep Olave right now?
I mean, look, right now, sure, but I think long term, I would still want Olave over Dell and Addison.
Well, it's not a dynasty question, is it?
No. But I'm just saying, like, once Derek Carr's back, he's gonna miss 1 or 2 games. Like, I think my rationale would be like, if you're contending, sure. Like, if you're 6-0, 5-1, 4-2,
okay,
I still want Olave.
I'd see Addison and Olave pretty similarly. So the question for me is Dell or Leggett, and it's just Dell for me there.
He says I'm 2-4, so I completely agree. It will be Dell and Addison for me. But like, I think long term, once again, still I want Olave. You need to win now, so I would agree.
I would prefer the Olave side if it was something more solid than Leggett. Leggett's a fun idea. He could be a great player, but Dell and Addison look very startable for the next multiple weeks right now.
Yeah. Rudy, thank you so much for the super chat. He says trade Gibbs, Devontae Adams, Devonta Smith for Jamar Chase, Isaiah Hodgins, man. Not Hodgins. I'm trying to think who's Isaiah.
Probably Likely.
Isaiah Likely. Okay.
Or actually, that's Pacheco because you can see the way he's spelling it. That's how you spell Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay. Maybe so maybe either Pacheco or Likely. Anyways, let's start from the top. Gibbs, Devontae Adams, Devonta Smith for Jamar Chase, Pacheco Downs. I have Hurts, Kyron, AJ Brown.
Well, this is a terrible trade. Like the Gibbs, Devontae Adams, and Smith side is winning by a landslide. It's not even close.
100%.
Isaiah Pacheco is probably not back this year, and if he is,
even if
when can you rely on him? I mean, that injury is tough. So.
I agree. Like, even if it's Pacheco or Likely, I don't want that. Don't want that whatsoever. Joshua Carter. He says Allen, Dobbs, Monty Diggs. What's the question here? What would you change 3-3 tough matchup? Okay, sure. So Allen's, Dobbs, David Montgomery, Diggs, Devonta Smith, Evan Ingram, Ayuk, Buffalo's defense. You have Bigsby, Chase Brown, Irving. I'm seeing Detroit defense and CMC.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably your best lineup.
Dobbins, it probably is your best lineup here.
Like Bigsby as a spot start, but I'm not going to start him over Dobbins or Monty. Would you start Bigsby over Ayuk if Bigsby's the starter?
No, I'm still starting Ayuk.
Still putting Ayuk out there? I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not much that you can do to change anything. I think you're kind of, riding in the middle of the pack here. Obviously, Evan Ingram was struggling with injuries. You get Devonta Smith back as well. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins was on a bye week. Tank Bigsby had a bad week this last week. So, I think you can definitely see high upside with this team. You just have to be patient, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm finding all the areas where I have Olave in my starting lineup, and
no worries.
I'm still here.
I think once we're done answering this, I need to switch as well because I need to go check my lineups.
Yeah.
Munch, could y'all look at my questions on the side? Okay, I have put in wrong, but my team is okay.
Team is the one with Daniels, Hill, Lamb. Oh, wait, once we answer those questions, guys, we can't just pull them back out of the database. I mean,
yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying to think. I feel like I can't remember. I remember maybe that's the one I was looking at, and I was looking at the wrong team. I did that 2 times so far.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. It's not. Let me see. Let's see.
My team's the one with Jaden Daniels, Hill, and Lamb. I'm trading away Monty, etc. for Barkley. Okay, we'll have a look.
So his team was the one that was receiving Monty and Cup. Is that what he's saying?
I'm trading Monty, etc. away for Barkley.
Yeah,
I think that's how we answered it.
We answered that as right.
Yeah, and I think like, didn't we say we didn't like that trade because he was just giving up a lot there? It was like Monty, I forgot who else was on that trade.
Yeah, he was giving up Cup, Monty, Kyler. I can see it here, but I can't pull back up his team once we've already submitted it through. I don't know what the rest of his team looks like, but the Cup, Monty, Kyler side still wins in our opinion. I like the idea if you have Jaden Daniels of using him in a deal, but not if it means giving up Cup and Monty. I mean, the counter could be Kyler and Monty, right? But not Kyler, Cup, and Monty. I mean, the rationale behind this for me is, like I said, I think Cup and Saquon could be valued similarly in a couple weeks. I'm not saying it will happen, but I definitely think it's possible. If Cooper Kupp comes back this week and has 15 targets, where are people going to put him in their rankings? If he has 15 targets again the next week or has a 20 target game at some point. I mean, like, I still think he has a chance of being the number one wide receiver in people's rankings. So I just don't think it's even enough. I like the idea of consolidation, but not if it means giving up a player like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But I still, again, like, if you have Daniels, use Kyler in a deal, you know. And he has Daniels, Lamb, Hill, Achane, Downs, Brooks, some other names. Well, if that's the roster that you're putting out there, and you've only said Daniels, Lamb, Hill, Achane, that's 4 names that I'm obsessed with. And then you went to Downs and Brooks, and you're going to get rid of Cooper Kupp, David Montgomery for one play. It's just not, it doesn't make sense to me to do it, I don't think.
I'm with you.
I just think I love the idea of consolidation, but it's the wrong players to consolidate, right? It's the same thing we said with the guy earlier who was trying to trade away Chris Godwin. Hey, love the idea of trying to make your team better overall. Don't love the execution. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got a team review over on the Flock site, by the way. Let's quickly get to that before we come back to the YouTube chat.
Yeah, let's do it.
By the way, guys, if you do want any question answered, prioritized, definitely go check out the link on YouTube to our website. It'll look a little something like this, okay, where you can get a team review, trade questions, start sit, super message, whatever the case may be, through that link that's pinned in the chat, and I also just put it in there for you. You can also get a team review, which we'll do here now. And if you haven't signed up for an account just yet, you can sign up one for free. All right, I'll put that link in the chat for you now. You can create a free account. When you use the promo code LAND at sign up, you'll get expert consensus rankings for free as your free account, the trade calculator, the league analyzer, a lot of those things for free. And then when you link your team up here, it just makes it so easy to ask any question through the site. Now, we have a team review here from Skrill007. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for the love. He says, hello. Love your work, guys. Just wanted a review on my Dynasty team, and if you have any possible moves that you would suggest. I like Jamar Chase. If you have any ideas to make a trade for him, or if you think that would hurt my team, really open to any suggestions. Keep it up in the Flock League. We appreciate you, man. Very, very kind of you. So it's a Dynasty 1 quarterback 10 team start 10, and their team name is Dynastia Skriller. And in our rankings, they are number 1. In fact, you have a Taco in your league, and you got 2 Shaqs in your league, as we used to say, right? Looks like you and... What's up with the Dynastia theme, by the way? There must be some story behind that. But you guys, Dimes and Puma are kind of the towers of this league, the Shaqs of this league, and you got a clear Taco and Rojo's. All right, what does Rojo's team look like real quick? So Rojo's in a 10-team start 10 dynasty league has Allen, which isn't bad actually. Pacheco, Etienne, Hubbard, Pickens. Okay, Pickens is his wide receiver 1 in dynasty. That's a problem. Yeah, so the wide receiver room is tough there. But anyway, let's have a look at his team. He is currently number 1 in expert consensus rankings. Why don't you go ahead and walk us through this? 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 10. Are you with us?
I have no idea why I was muted. I am with us.
Okay.
3-3. At the quarterback position, it is phenomenal. Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray with Baker Mayfield. So you really don't have to stress here at all. At the running back position, you have Bijan, Trey Benson, Ramondre, Jordan Mason, Tank Bigsby, Austin Eckler, and really the list just goes on there. So obviously Bijan is your long-term play. You've probably been starting Jordan Mason with Bijan, and interchanging that with Ramondre Stevenson, and Austin Eckler. So that's been great so far. This is a start 10, so this is a little bit of a bigger league, maybe more wide receivers and more flex opportunities. I think it's up to 4 wide receivers.
5
in the flex option. 5, okay.
Oh, 5. So, 5 total wide receivers, 3 flex spots in the start 10.
3 flex spots. There you go. So Nico Collins, Jaden Reed, Jaden Waddle, Devonta Smith,
you know what?
Zay Flowers.
I'm so sorry. That's for a super flex. This is a 1 quarterback, so you can actually start up to 6 receivers in a start 10 1 quarterback league. Continue. Sorry.
Okay. So essentially from Nico Collins to Jameson Williams, you have those are your first 6 wide receivers. Wow. But you also have Tank Dell, Xavier Worthy, Cooper Kupp on the bench as well. So I mean, this is a phenomenal wide receiver room. It's currently ranked 2nd according to expert consensus rankings. So I think this is great with Sam Laporta here. Really the main question is
and TJ Hawkinson, no tight end premium.
Yeah, with TJ Hawkinson, yeah.
So first things first, let's give this team a grade on a scale of, a letter grade, A to F. I think for me, this is probably an A- squad.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say this is A. I think this is A plus. I think, yeah, I'm not sure what better you can do. I mean, actually, you can deduct it for the RB2, but sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I was going to go. That's why A- for me. I think you're a James Conner season-ending injury away from an A flat. And I think I wouldn't really be looking to. I mean, you can definitely go get Jamar Chase. If I was in this position, I'd probably be looking to go get a RB2 that I can play rest of season, because Jordan Mason is on an expiring timeline at some point. So looking at his entire squad, Daniels, Kyler, Baker, that is actually too many good quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback. I would easily send one of these names away, Kyler or Baker, and roll with Daniels moving forward, right, in a 1 quarterback. So that's a trade piece that you can make. Jordan Mason is a name that you can move in a package deal. If you can use Eckler in some package deal, or Bigsby to get there in a 10 team. At wide receiver, we can use names like Xavier Worthy to upgrade. We can use names like Jameson plus something to upgrade, right? Because it's not like we don't want these guys, but this is a 10 team. You can get a little bit better at those positions. And then at tight end, I don't think you really need to make a move right now. Laporta is still going to be a decent option moving forward, and we get to see what Hawkinson's going to be in the future. So why don't we look and see who has Jamar Chase first? It's the 2nd team. And I wonder if he's specifically looking at Chase because it's his biggest competitor. But for example, like if you can turn, let's say, I mean, you're gonna have to go too hard after Chase. Your wide receiver room is already good enough. Yeah. I think RB2 is where I would focus.
Yeah, I'm not in love with it at all. I mean, think of the names. Go ahead.
Here's what we should do. We should find the worst team right now and see if they have any running backs we can get. So like Tony Pollard.
Nah.
No, not really. How about a 2 and 4 team? No, not really. You guys have ravaged some of these rosters. How about Peace Dayball? All right, they've got Derrick Henry. Right? They're 2 and 4 with Derrick Henry on the squad. They might be open to some readjusting.
Yeah, would you send here
Ramondre Stevenson and let's say a 2nd round pick in a 10 team start 10?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think I would do that to go all in this year. obviously in Dynasty, you have to know that Derrick Henry has a limited timeline. I mean, I would also first offer that for Monty, for example, like Ramondre in a second for Monty in a third type of deal, pick swap there. See if you can get that done. I mean, I would try and see if this guy's open to moving AJ Brown. Could you send him, for example, like this is where we could use Devonta Smith. I'll give you Devonta Smith and I'll give you a second round pick. Would you do that for AJ Brown? Try and see if like that kind of deal might be viable. Is there anybody that's like stacked at running back that we could maybe try and get some names from them? Panda picks.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to move those names, actually.
I don't think so either. I wonder if like I was just thinking, looking at his team, it's like actually you probably might not even have to make a move for a running back here. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I think you get Cooper Kupp back, which is really potentially going to even out that RB2 type of upside. So if Cooper Kupp does come back, most likely he's going to start this week, just specifically for this week, and maybe going on for the rest of the future, or specifically this season. He's probably going to cover that for the RB2 because you have been dealing with injuries, right? Jalen Waddle has been doing so well. Nico Collins,
you can
struggling,
still
obviously
upgrade that spot and still,
no question,
you know what I mean,
in long term. So like, I think there's so much happening on this team that it can definitely turn around potentially if you don't necessarily have to make the move because of what has been happening. Devonta Smith is coming back. Tua might come back. Nico Collins certainly comes back in another 2 weeks, hopefully. Cooper Kupp comes back this week, so that's already 4 players that is going to make a huge difference in your team in the next 2 weeks. And you're 3-3, which most likely middle of the pack here. So, I'm not saying you have to make the move, but yes, you could booster your team, no question.
Yeah, I think I would be looking towards Panda picks here. I want to see what their temperature is on Devon Achane. They do not have a quarterback of note in a 1 quarterback format. I mean, they got Tua, but let's be real for a second. This is not a stacked quarterback room. This guy's probably interested in a Kyler Murray. Can I send him Kyler Murray in a first round pick and try and get Devon Achane? I would send your first round pick and try and get this deal done with Tua coming back soon. I think that is like the move that would set this team up for the future. You get a young player, you get a guy that can help you win this year, and they're going to build around in the future. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. I would also use like Kyler Murray and Tank Dell. Can I get like into the Drake London range? We might have to pay a little bit more on there. We can use some picks. But Panda's picks is actually the ideal team for you to trade with because they don't have a tight end. You have tight ends. They don't have a good quarterback. You've got quarterbacks that you can use in a deal. And they have 2 obvious names that you would want to trade for, Drake London and Devon Achane in Dynasty, guys that could be pillars, superstars for you moving forward. So I think you're on the right track. Definitely keep competing. Don't be afraid to use that first round pick. If there's a clear, like, you're not going to use a first round pick for a Derrick Henry or a David Montgomery or an aging veteran. But if you can use that first round pick and get the Achanes, the Londons of the world, and kind of like tier up in that sense, I think you're going to be really happy with that long term, even though you won't have your first round pick in the future. But you'll have young players that you can build around. Imagine a Bijan, Achane, and then what Benson can be when he comes back. Imagine adding a Drake London. Okay, you lose Jameson Williams in the first or whatever it is, but your roster just gets so much stronger. All right, you lose Kyler Murray, but you still have Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield. So I think you got a lot of options there. I don't think Jamar Chase is your move because of how deep the starting lineup is. 6 wide receivers. You have really good depth right now, which is going to be your friend. But I do think there is a move to be made. But appreciate you, man. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, huge love, man. Thank you so much, man. Let's see if there's any other questions on the site. If not, we're going to go back to the super chats on YouTube. And I think there is no more. So we did leave off with all balls. And this is a family-friendly stream.
What?
His name is All Balls No.
Oh, okay.
You know? Family friendly. I can't finish that. Hill or Pop Douglas? Hill's probably a solid 12 points, or I can risk it with Pop Douglas with a 0, or he can go off against the Jackson. And I think that's a great question, I would say I'm still going Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, same. Love Tyreek's matchup
I'm
this
still
week.
going Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek has a great matchup. Funnily enough, he has been without Tua, but he's also been in terrible matchups without Tua. If you look at every matchup without Tua, it's been like a bottom third matchup in the NFL for wide receivers. So it's been a combination of quarterback play, but also bad matchups. This is a good matchup versus Indianapolis. So I'll go Tyreek there.
Yeah, I would agree. John, PPR start to Mason, Eckler, Madison, Mostert. This will be Mason and Eckler if Mason plays. If Mason doesn't play, it's Eckler and Madison. But I think Mason will play.
Yeah, and close with Mostert because it'd be cool to see what his role is when he's healthy. But I agree with you.
I would love to see that as well. I have Raheem in the flock league.
Mm.
Safe and sound, Javonte Williams. It is first year. I'm assuming
an earlier question when they were asking us what running back to start. So they're rocking with Javonte Williams.
Is Javonte or Jameson Williams? I forgot what the question was.
It was a running back question.
Okay. First year on fantasy 3-3 record. I'm just happy to be having fun with my friends, thinking of when Williams gets 4.7 points or 24.7 points. Hey, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Good
me.
luck
tonight.
I'll think of you safe and sound. You'll be the person I'm thinking about. You'll live rent free in my head. I appreciate you. We did get a question via the website, so let's go back there real quick. Guys, if you want to ask a question, we're answering them for the next 15 minutes, I'd say, to the top of the hour. And obviously the website is a great place to get your question answered. It is the place where we go to first. All right, when we answer these questions.
Is it a super message? Because I don't see it on the site, but yes.
Oh, my bad. That wasn't a question. It was a membership purchase. That's my bad. Okay, let's go on to Alexander.
I'm playing. Alexander, thank you so much. He says debating between Gibbs, Devonta Smith, and Kupp pick 2. Look, you have to start Gibbs, and if Cooper Kupp plays, you start him. I would say this: if there's a report that Cooper Kupp is going to be worked in slowly, and we don't want to go too hard on him, then I'm going to go Devonta Smith because he's playing the Giants, and he's historically done great against the Giants. So, I will start Cooper Kupp if we get that report, he's a full go.
So my rankings are there as if Cooper Kupp is healthy, and he's my wide receiver 2 on the week. So I'm going to go Kupp and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Sure.
Jared Gregory, appreciate you, man, says Drake May if he starts Darnold or Burrow. Look, I love the idea of having fun with Drake May, but if you have an option like Burrow, I think you have to rock with that. I don't think you can sit Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I agree. I'm there with you.
Also, tank or pop if Drake May starts. I think still tank Dell. Just in a more reliable offense right now. And his role is looking real nice without Nico Collins.
Agreed.
So I would say still tank Dell.
Gator fan, thank you so much.
What's up, Gator?
We appreciate you. He says in a 1 QB redraft league, I was offered Darnold, Chase Brown, and Andrews for Daniels. My other quarterback is Murray, and current tight end is Fant. In a 1 QB league, your quarterback is Murray. You have Chase Brown. I think my bigger question to you, Gator fan, is what are your running backs? I guess I doubt Chase Brown is like your guy that you're starting week to week. So
he's receiving the 3 or sending the 3 for Daniels. I was offered.
He's receiving the 3. He already has Kyler Murray and Noah Fant.
I wouldn't be buying on Andrews. I'd rather just keep playing the waiver wire. So then the question is really like Daniels or Darnold and Brown. As much as I love Chase Brown, I feel like Daniels is like a must start every week. He's a top 3 play every week. I just don't want to give that up. So
in a 1 quarterback league, like maybe this is interesting if Sam Darnold's somebody else. Like you don't need Sam Darnold. You hit the waiver wire. You already have Kyler Murray. So if you have Kyler Murray, you get Sam Darnold back and you get Jaden Daniels. It's like, you're sending away Jaden Daniels essentially. I don't want Sam Darnold. Yeah. Anyways, I agree.
I agree.
I don't love this trade. Melissa, pick 2, 1 running back, 1 flex. Mason, Hunt, Eckler. If B-Rob's out, well, B-Rob I feel like he's going to play. So
Yeah.
I personally feel more confident in starting Brian Robinson over Jordan Mason this week. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's one of my favorite plays. Brian Robinson is this week
Okay,
versus the
so
Panthers.
it'd be Brian Robinson, and then for me it would be Debo. That's where I would go.
Yeah, I don't think you can sit Debo. And then if Brian Robinson's out, it's probably Eckler Debo anyway. So
Yeah.
I think you got to play Debo. I mean, there's boom bust games for those wide receivers. You know, I keep saying it in all of our videos. If you have a Niners wide receiver, even George Kittle, it hasn't happened yet, but any of the receiving core, you have to be aware that there will be boom bust games pretty consistently. It's going to be the nature of, you know what I mean? It's just gonna happen. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's just gonna happen with that.
I agree.
With that crew.
Yeah, it is gonna happen.
Actually,
yeah.
I think is next.
Yeah, actually, start one quarterback, one running back, one tight end, and then a flex. Okay, so let's start at the quarterback position. Cousins, May, Darnold. I'm going to be going Sam Darnold here.
Cousins, May, Darnold. Yeah, Darnold versus Detroit is pretty spicy. Hey.
Yeah, once again, just want everything I can possibly have in that matchup. The expectation is going to be a high scoring game, so I'm going to be starting Sam Darnold there. So you agree with me with Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
All right. At the running back position, we have Gibbs, Chase Brown. Is Gibbs? Start Gibbs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Aaron
what
Judge
if you have
just
to
hit a
pick
home
two?
run. Let's go. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to start two there. Oh, one running back. Okay, yeah. Gibbs.
Yeah, he said that's what I'm saying. He asked one running back, and then at the tight end, and then a flex. So let's look at the tight end now. Parkinson, Jawan Johnson, Conklin, Jonnu Smith. Gosh, that's tough.
Yeah, probably Parkinson for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be Parkinson, and then it's gonna be Higgins. So
Yes.
I'll start from the top. We're starting Sam Darnold, Jahmyr Gibbs, T. Higgins, Kobe Parkinson.
Yeah.
Those are the four players we're starting.
I am absolutely with you there, brother.
Are we missing anyone else? So start one quarterback, one running back, one tight end, one flex. Yeah, cool. Perfect.
Shoot,
I think we
actually
are
just put
all.
Kendre Miller in my lineup. Hold on.
I think
I
we're
have
all
so
caught
much
up.
Chris Olave in Dynasty, so this is
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think we
trying to
both
make
need
sure I get
to.
him out.
We need to both. We need to both do this. But I guess once you're done, once again we'll swap because the game's about to start. By the way, Yankees just tied it up in Cleveland. If you're a Yankees fan, talk it up. I don't really watch baseball like that. I only watch in the playoffs, just like I watch basketball during the playoffs. So I am loving it right now. It's 3-3. It's top of the eighth. 2 outs, and that's all I can say. That's all I can say. So I only know 2 players: Aaron Judge and Soto.
Is it gonna be? Is it gonna end up being the Subway Series or no?
The Subway, if it's gonna, it looks like that. Yankees leading 2-1. I think the Mets are technically tied up right now.
Okay.
In that series, let me just triple check. No, actually, the Dodgers lead 2-1. So,
Dodgers are good. Shohei Ohtani, baby.
Dodgers are good. It will be crazy if it's Yankees Mets. Just if you are in New York and there's a Subway Series, World Series, you want to be there. You want to do everything you possibly can to be there. Like that's just the vibe.
You know the fucking vibes.
You know the family friendly.
Oh my gosh! I just realized in one of my dynasty leagues where I'm competing, I have Olave and Shaheed both starting right now. Oh, that's devastating. How do I replace them?
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one here, but appreciate you guys. We'll answer a couple questions here at random, as Zach is going through his lineup, and once he's done, maybe we can swap because I got time. Oh, let me find out that's another home run. Let me find out that's another home run. I don't even know who that is. Number 27. I don't give a shit. Now we up, baby. Talk it up.
Let him find out that's another home run. Let him find out.
Home run.
Let him do
Let's
it.
go. Hey, we're staying consistent. We're staying consistent here. Let's go. Anyways, we're up 4-3 now, ladies and gentlemen. What an opportunity. I see you, Gator fan. Let's do Gator fan. He says, I'm 5-1 in that league. My current running backs are Josh Jacobs, Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara, Moss, and Madison. QBs on waiver wire are slim with Stafford, Daniel, and Dalton. Right. So going back to that question there, he was all for Sam Darnold, Chase Brown, and Andrews for Daniels.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I want to keep Jaden Daniels there. I know your quarterbacks are slim, but you're in a one quarterback league. So there's no point of having multiple. I would even say you're over rostering. Actually, you're over rostering. Like, you really don't need to have Kyler Murray on your team. You need to go pick up somebody else.
Well, he has Daniels, right?
You have Daniels. So, like, you know us, Gator fan. We would always tell you to pick up somebody with higher upside, which maybe for you may not like that, but I know it sounds crazy, but like, you have one quarterback, go pick up Bub Means. Maybe he's going to be the starting guy for the rest of the season, or whatever. Devon Vele, if you think he's going to be, or Kendre Miller.
Can I just say something real quick for everybody out there? I think this would be very helpful for every single person listening. Okay. So if you're out there and you're looking to stash a name right now off your waiver wire, okay? And this is really for leagues like us in our home leagues where you can pick up a player and drop them after they've played. So I've got on the stash video some incredible names that you can stash right now for free. If Audric Estime is out there, I'm begging you, go stash Audric Estime for free. If he does nothing tonight, it doesn't matter. You can drop him and pick up a different stash, okay? If Kendre Miller's out there, go pick Kendre Miller up for free. If he does something incredible, you have a guy in your roster with upside. You have the next Bucky Irving type of upside player. If he doesn't do anything, if he doesn't play, if he's behind Jamal Williams, you drop him and you move on. If you have Devon Vele out there for the Broncos, go pick him up. If you have Troy Franklin out there for the Broncos, go pick them up. See what they could be. If you have Bub Means out there, I think most people know that name by now, but Bub Means is probably the preferred wide receiver pickup because Rashid Shaheed just went out on the IR as well. There are so many stash opportunities in this game. It's not even funny. Like, when you think about what a stash is in fantasy, it's most likely a bust. A stash is most likely never going to contribute to your roster. But the incredible thing about this matchup is it sucks, but there are so many guys that you'll find out as quickly as you can, and you'll drop them if you don't need them.
Perfect example of who's a stash, and before the season started, was Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's all we have to say. It's Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason is the perfect stash for this example because he's been a starting running back, and we weren't expecting CMC to be that way. Bub Means is a great example of that for this week because we just got word Rashid Shaheed going on season-ending IR. Does he take over the Shaheed role?
Now, of course,
right?
Of course, the Niners are a different breed entirely, but the point is, like, you can find the hidden gem on the waiver wire. So it's a great week to stash someone on Thursday night and drop them like it's hot if they don't mean anything to these teams. So I really think it could be Audric Estime's coming out party tonight. I'm
starting Audric Estime in some of our leagues because I have so many people on buy, and Audric Estime is the only guy I'm starting.
Okay, I would not want to start him if I had him yet.
I know, and I agree. Like I'm 1 in 5 in this league, so it's kind of like it's kind of GG's.
Fair. Mason is starting Javonte Williams in the Flock League, but look, like I said, I hope that's helpful. If you didn't get to watch the stash video, those are names that I would really, really suggest stashing. Obviously, in Superflex, Spencer Rattler should be stashed and rostered. And in one quarterback, even Bo Nix is not a bad stash either if you don't have a quarterback that you can rely on yet. But
I have so much Bo Nix that I'm starting this week as well because I had Justin Fields, and now he's not starting.
Don't get me started on the Pittsburgh situation.
So I have to start Bo Nix.
I will just get upset. All
right, let's
pick.
Russell Wilson comes out, freaking throwing darts against the Jets, and you're like, see?
I'm starting the Jets defense with confidence this week. By the way, can I just say a really funny report that came out? We'll answer 3 questions to end the stream at random, okay? But did you see the report yesterday about the Panthers using Bryce Young? Okay, hold on. Let me just show you. So yesterday, the Panthers had a report that came out. Dave Canales says Bryce Young did a great job in the role of rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels on the scout team today, making the Washington offense concepts come to life.
It sounds like he's team support. That's what it sounds like.
This is hilarious because Bryce Young is nothing like Jaden Daniels. Oh, we are prepared for the Commanders and Jaden Daniels because Bryce Young was the scout team quarterback this week. He did a great job bringing it to life. I mean, that's just comedy. It's Commanders by 60, baby. Commanders by 60.
Commanders by 60.
All right.
That's just you just know it's Kyler Murray's down, or Bryce Young is down bad right now. He is not okay.
All right,
we need
3
to get him out of there
at random. Let's start with Mighty Booch. Happy Thursday, fellas. Pour one out for Shaheed and Michael Wilson or Shakir. Looks like Marvin Harrison's gonna play, so probably Shakir if you had to choose those names, but I don't like either of them.
Yeah.
All right, the Schmitty says, who's starting Javonte Williams tonight with me? Good luck, brother. Let's see. Another person at random. I don't think we've ever heard from them KJs. Says, is Goodson starting for Indy? I would not have that expectation this week. Trey Sermon is practicing in a limited participation already. So that wouldn't be my expectation. It would be that Sermon would start.
He just had a vet day, even though he's only 25, the kid.
Yeah. But if Sermon's out and Taylor's out, Tyler's actually a pretty decent spot start. All right, last question of the day. Let's go Lele. I don't think we've ever heard from Lele. Okay, so Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, and Austin Eckler as my RB, and Ayuk, Worthy, Addison, and Darnell Mooney in a PPR league. Who do I start with 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex? Well, I didn't expect this question to be set my entire lineup. I'm not gonna lie, but
Okay, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, Austin Eckler as my running backs, and Ayuk, Worthy, Addison, and Darnell Mooney in a PPR league. Who do I start?
This is simple.
2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. Yeah, it's Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. If he starts. If not, you start Austin Eckler at the wide receiver position. You start Brandon Ayuk, and you start Jordan Addison, and then you start Darnell Mooney.
Yeah. I was going to say, if B-Rob doesn't play, Eckler would be my start over any of those running backs. But it looks like Brian Robinson is going to play. But overall, I agree. All right, guys. That's it. Appreciate you for being here.
You guys.
We will obviously be live again one more time this week, not tomorrow, but the next night. And if you want your questions prioritized, the website's a great place to do it. Starts of the week are out on the stream, so go check that out. And if you don't know, we have a Dynasty channel, which you should subscribe to if you like Dynasty, or even if you haven't played Dynasty football yet and you want to learn more, then you should also subscribe to our Dynasty channel. I'll put that link in the chat there. Just released some new running back rankings over there. But that's it for today, guys. I appreciate you, and good luck tonight. I hope you're not playing anyone.
Yeah.
If you are, good luck. All right.
Love.